Welcome to the Pocatello Business Podcast, the only Pocatello podcast focused on providing profits for Pocatello people. If you love our town and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Pocatello Business Podcast with your friend, host, all-around great guy, and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Pocatello Business Podcast. Another episode here. I am joined today with none other than Chad Pitcher, CEO, owner of Olive Branch Custom Countertops, with his lovely wife, Lynetta. We have Chad on camera. Unfortunately, we don't have his beautiful other half.
Yeah, you'd be much better off with her.
Hey, people say that about me all the time, so I've got to get one jab in there once about someone else.
You know, the facts are what they are.
Awesome. Okay. Well, Chad, you went on. Went to school for construction management, and then you've owned Olive Branch Custom Countertops for over 21 years now, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I've been doing countertops for about 30 years.
Okay, so 30 years
now.
You've been doing countertops now. Okay, but you've owned this business for over 21.
Yep.
Okay, so you've definitely seen things come and go, and you've seen all the different styles.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of things, a lot of fads, and trends come and go, and the things that people do still sometimes catches me off guard. So.
Well, good. We'll get back into that in a minute. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your family, your hobbies, stuff you like to do outside of work first. Let's start that off this way.
Well, we as a family, we most important thing that we like to do is go to church. We do like following what the Lord's told us to do, and part of the reason why our business is called the Olive Branch is because of him. And the other things that I like to do is I like to go hunting and fishing, do all kinds of outdoor activities. Born here in Pocatello, but grew up down in Southern California.
Nice.
Never liked being down there. Always felt, Idaho was more home. And when my boys started getting old, getting ready to go to school, we made the move, come back, and that's basically around the same time we started up Olive Branch. And, but we like outdoor activities. We like doing hunting, fishing, going camping, all that kind of stuff. That's why we like living up here in Idaho.
That's great. Good stuff, and good place to be for that kind of activity too. So,
yep.
Well, good, Chad. Well, Chad, I like to ask this question a lot, but what are some of the common myths about your industry?
There are lots of, misnomers and myths. A lot of people think that certain countertops are bulletproof. Certain countertops are the worst countertops to have. So ideally what I try to do is I try to educate, because out there, you're always going to have troubles with one countertop or the other. And so in the way that I've approached everything is I try to educate everybody to allow them to make the best decision, what would suit them for their house. Because I don't live there. I don't know how they live, but granite has its flaws and issues. Quartz issues. Salt surface has its flaws and issues. And I think that's why why we've done so well is we do them all, and so we try to educate rather than just let people think that there's that granite is indestructible. Yeah, it's a rock, but it can still crack, it can still break, you can still scratch it. Quartz it as the newest greatest thing, and it can do the same thing. You can still scratch it, crack it, and so there's always these myths that those things are absolutely perfect countertop. There is no perfect countertop. So that's a good portion of the myths that are out there. The other myth is that I think a lot of people think that there's shelves waiting to be installed because as installers, we're the last ones in, or countertop guys, we're the last ones in the construction phase. And so they think that we can have them just ready to go within a matter of minutes or days, rather than, like say cabinet shops take, 4 to 6 weeks. We have to have it done within 2 days or something like that, and that we don't have anything else better to do. So
yeah, I couldn't think of something more important than the surface that you're going to be actually doing everything in and on in your kitchen and in your restrooms and everything else. So
yeah,
I like it because you guys are currently helping with our remodel, and that's just some of the myth busters I've seen out there. Is some people say, oh, you got to get granite because you can set hot surfaces and hot things on those surfaces, and you can cut on it. It's indestructible. And like you just said, they're not.
No, that's the big thing is that that a lot of people have that misconception that you can cut on it, process everything on it, and that's not necessarily true. Yeah, it's a work area where you want to do your prepping, but you got to take care of it. If you take care of a countertop properly, they'll last you a lifetime. I mean, they really are meant to last a long time, but you do have to maintain them.
So what you're saying is hot pads, cutting boards, you got to continue to use them.
Yep. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, let's get into this a little bit. How did you, when you came back from SoCal and you decided, you know what, when did you decide, I guess, let me ask you that question. How did you decide, and when did you decide, you know what, I'm going to strike out on my own. I'm going to do my own thing.
Well, truth be known, I was doing countertops down in California. I'd been doing it for about 9-10 years, and I thought, making the move, I'll go ahead and make a different, career change. And I've always known I was going to work with my hands in some kind of construction form of some sort. And so I thought, you know what, maybe what I'll do is I'll get into general construction. So I went, like you said, I went into the back to school to do some learning that way as far as construction management, whatnot. And got up here, and about 6 months of packing forms, digging ditches, I realized, countertops weren't half bad. And started looking around, didn't like what everybody else was doing. Thought, you know what, if I just did a couple jobs a month, that I'd be okay, be able to take care of my family. And so we started out doing countertops again, and that's how we got started.
That's awesome. Am I coming through a little fadey on your side, audio wise?
That's a little blotchy as far as the video and audio.
I think it's a little on your side too, but I think I'm hearing you okay. So I think it should be picking up okay. Still,
Okay.
so. Okay. I like it. So I like that everyone I've talked to pretty much that have gone from working for someone else or to going out on their own, they've always had that aha moment, like, okay, I'm going to do something different here. And, digging ditches and that kind of stuff is your moment. You're probably saying, it's time to do something different.
Yeah. doing that, it's fun work. It's hard work, but doing your own thing is definitely something that you have to be. I think you have to be cut out to be your own boss. Not
Mhm.
everybody is meant to be their own boss.
Yeah. I think some people too, when they strike out on their own and they want to give it a try, and they think, okay, yeah, I can do everything on my schedule, and not putting the income producing activities first on what they need to be doing, and then they fall behind, and then they get in hot water. So that's exactly right. I like what you just said there, that you have to have that type of mindset that you can be your own boss to push yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Well, so over 21 years now, you've seen it all, you've done it all at this point. You're helping us do a nice remodel. Um, what would be the three main things, I guess, you would tell people to watch out for when they're remodeling and thinking in the realms of countertops and stuff? Three things of advice, I guess, from you guys at Olive Branch.
The three things of advice on picking out a countertop is what you're asking?
Yeah, yeah. When someone's in that world thinking, okay, I got to do some changing up in my kitchen, my bathrooms. I know I'm putting you on the spot with this question, but figured it'd be a nice one for people to hear.
Kind of lost a little bit of the question there. Can you repeat it
Oh,
again?
yeah, no problem. Sorry, the audio is being a little funky today. Just two to three things of what some of you advice you would give to people that are looking at getting some new countertops and as they remodel a certain area of their home or office, I
Well, the
guess.
first I ask them, the first question I usually ask somebody is like, what kind of usage do you usually want out of your kitchen? Because like I said earlier, there's no perfect countertop
Yeah.
out there. There's certain aspects to each countertop that will exceed each other. And so I ask them that, and then I try to find out what kind of color tones are they looking for. Are they looking for the trending things that are going on right now, or are they looking for something that is nostalgic, that's pretty much timeless? They've been around for as long as I've been doing them. And then I guess when it comes down to it, what kind of budget they really want to try to stay within,
Mm-hmm.
because from laminate to granite, it's a huge range as far as pricing wise that you can be in. So I think it's important to try to steer people, because a lot of us have champagne tastes on beer budgets, and so we just got to be able to basically keep them and get them what they want, make it to where they're happy with what their choice is, so that way they are comfortable with everything, because it is a big expense. So I think that's what I try to do, is to try to feel them out, find out what they're looking for, what their usage of their countertop is, and then kind of give them the pluses and minuses to all of them, so then they can make their choice between which ones I would feel would work best for them.
I like that. Instead of just taking the money, trying to find a solution that's going to work.
Yeah, we're not. I mean, I've done a lot of jobs where I don't make a whole lot of money on a job, just because one, we're just trying to get the customer taken care of.
Sure.
All of our remnant stuff that we have, we don't make a lot of money on those. It's mainly to get rid of all the excess materials.
Okay.
It just helps us out that way.
Okay. I like it. So what would you say your secret sauce is to doing business and being successful?
My secret sauce?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I do a whole lot of trusting and praying on the Lord for us to keep the doors open and to keep going, because it is definitely because of Him that we are in business.
I like it. And I'm sure it's also the way you treat people, because you are a follower of Christ, you know, is something that keeps people coming back.
Yeah, I do try to. I'm almost sometimes too honest with people, to where I will tell them something that they probably don't want to hear, because I would tell them, no, you don't want to do something like that because of this, or you really don't want to do that because it'll cause problems, down the road. So I think I'm probably sometimes too honest and too. I don't try to just take people's money and do their job.
Well, I think people will thank you later on as they, as they see exactly what you were trying to say before. And, excuse me, my phone is, I should have turned it off. There we go. It happens.
Hey.
So I was getting at is I'm sure people see that in you and say, and thank you later on, because, and I've been there before in my business too, that something that they think is right for them and their situation isn't right at all. So that's just part of, being a good business owner, I think, and knowing your customers. So. Okay. Well, if you had to do another profession, what's something else you have interest in?
Well, it goes hand in hand with I think I've gone back to school and again, and I have graduated with a bachelor's in theology.
Oh wow!
So if the Lord were to call me, it would go into the ministry. Otherwise, I just keep doing what I'm doing.
That's awesome. I like to ask that question because everyone always has different interests, and I like that. That's a good one. So it seems like you guys are helping the people and treating people right is what you guys do, and I've seen that firsthand. So I would definitely commend you guys on that. So I think that's the thing that keeps people coming back, and I don't believe in burning bridges ever with any kind of customer, and I feel like you guys are right on that same track. So very cool. Yeah, no problem. So Chad, is there anything I didn't ask that I should have?
I don't know really of anything that you haven't asked. Going through your questions that you have asked or have a list of that you kind of prepare people for doing these podcasts. Like I said before, you have to be, if you're wanting to go out and do your own thing, you have to go without. You have to be willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. If that means working until 2:00 in the morning, I mean, working until 2:00 in the morning, and you're not getting paid overtime for it. So,
that's a new concept for people too, I think, when they start out on their own.
I think that's goes back to probably that question, the misnomers. You make a ton of money because it is an expensive product, but it is a very expensive overhead.
Yeah.
A lot of equipment, things like that you have to deal with. And
the cost of goods sold of just providing that product it's up there. I know. So, and I think a lot of people don't understand when they don't own a business that they see these business owners, even if they do have a little bit of money to spare, He said, oh, they got it easy. I'm like, well, you got to remember, they're risking everything every day.
Yeah.
It's their butts on the line, no one else's. So
Yeah. Yeah, I like a famous quote that was quoted that you didn't build this, you didn't earn that. And I'll just leave everybody to figure out who that was. But um, uh, I would beg to differ if you own your own business.
Exactly, because you did earn it and you did build that. Speaking of that, as we end, some of the questions we like to ask, a little lightning round here, but before I end, I got to quickly put a word out for our sponsors real quick. We are sponsored by Dell's Outdoor Advertising. Best billboards money can buy around Pocatello. They have when people look at billboards, they have a 30% conversion rate that they actually act upon the messages on that billboard. If you'd want to get a hold of Dell's Outdoor Advertising, give them a call, talk to Rob. He's there for you, and he'll give you some sweet deals. Get yourself noticed and get out there with Dell's Outdoor Advertising. So back to you, Chad. I just had to take a quick sponsorship break. Something new for us. So,
Gotta pay the bills.
That's right. Back to the lightning round here. What's one of your favorite businesses just to do business with within Pocatello?
Well, we do all the big box stores around town, so we do have that contract. Justin Downs has been a really good contractor that we've done a lot of work for.
Building Concepts, I like them.
You know, and it was one of those contractors that I think realized that we basically stand behind what we tell them. Dealing with Nate from Crystal Cabinets, you know, he does sends a lot of people our way. We try to do the same thing back and forth with them. Other cabinet shops that we do a lot of work with. Unique Woodworks, done quite a bit with them. Keith Uline from Hooked on Construction, I've done a lot of work with him. Bunch of other contractors.
I like it. Okay, what's your favorite local restaurant now?
Oh boy, anybody that knows me, I like to eat. So that's kind of a loaded question. We got an hour. I can go over a list.
You got some good locations here.
You know, I like the Thai kitchen.
Oh yeah,
I like their good Thai food there. Lee's Mongolian, you know, like that. I like Chinese food apparently.
Sure, no, that's good.
And then Texas Roadhouse, do like them with their big old steaks and stuff.
That's right.
I could go on and on. Like I said.
You're fine. I just like to give a few throwouts because it's part of what we do now. So, well, perfect. Chad, I appreciate you being on the show with us today. If people wanted to reach out to you and find you and get some options from you guys, where do they find you? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Oh, they can call us at 208-237-4428. That's the office number. They can also go to our website. It's Olive Branch Custom Counters.com. Did I get that right? Let me see here. Get my cards. I gotta always have these things on my yeah. Custom. It's Olive Branch Custom Countertops.com. Also visit us on Facebook. Olive Branch Custom Countertops.
And where you located?
At 201 Laurel Lane in Chubbuck.
Very cool. I like it, Chad. I appreciate you being on the show with us. I'm glad we have some more seasoned professionals on the show. It makes us novice people look better. So appreciate
you know, we just that's I guess part of getting this gray in my beard, you know, is all about. So
well, great. So everyone, go check them out. Olive Branch Custom Countertops. They're awesome people to deal with. They've got quality products, and they're just one heck of a nice people to deal with. So,
appreciate that, Spencer.
Yeah, no problem. And hope to have you guys all join us for the upcoming episodes, and we will see you later.
Congratulations on spending a couple minutes getting just a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Pocatello business community. If you are feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.